In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to find the most profitable bets on PrizePicks. And before I get into showing you exactly how to find this value, I first wanted to start talking about one of the biggest reasons I see people losing money long-term playing on PrizePicks, and that's the slip types you are playing. Most people are playing 2-mans or 3-mans on PrizePicks, and that's just not correct. You should be only playing 5- and 6-man flexes on PrizePicks, as they give you the best mathematical chance to profit long term. And if you don't believe me, I'm now going to break down the math behind each PrizePicks slip type and make it make sense to you. Let me first start off by saying this. Sure, 2-mans and 3-mans are easier to hit than 5- and 6-man parlays. Yes, we all know that. It's not rocket science. But when you actually begin to break down the math behind these payouts and slip types, mathematically, playing 5- and 6-mans are way better if you're trying to profit long term. Let's start off by looking at the 2-man power. What everybody loves to play that doesn't know about profitable betting on PrizePicks, a 3x payout for going 2 of 2. Each individual leg in your PrizePicks slip, you are getting at minus 136 in those 2-man powers, and that's because PrizePicks does not change your payout for taking overs or unders. You're always going to get it at minus 136. And for you to be profitable in the long term, you need to hit on each individual leg of your 2-man powers at almost 58%, 57.7+% on individual hit rates for each prop in your 2-man powers long term. And even worse, the 3-man 5x payout, minus 140 odds on each individual legs, and you need to be right long term on your individual picks 59% of the time in order for you to actually make money long term. And now let's look at the best mathematical slip types, which is the 5-man flex and the 6-man flex. As I mentioned before, you can see the 5-man flex, we are getting a 10x payout for going 5 of 5, 4 of 5, 2x, and then 3 of 5, we are getting 0.4x our money back, with each individual leg only being minus 119 odds. Needing to be right on each individual leg, just 54.2+% of the time, and that goes for this same exact thing on the 6 flex, except obviously the payouts are a little different, but you're still getting minus 119 odds on each individual leg and having to be right just 54.2+% of the time in order to be profitable over the long term. To sum this up, if you were to take every single prop you've ever played in a 2-man power and then gave a green check for the ones that actually hit and a red X for the ones that actually missed, and found out that your actual hit rate for those individual props was 55% hitting, then guess what? You would have not been profitable playing your 2-man or 3-man powers, as you need to be right above that in order to make money long term. You would have been a losing bettor over the long term playing those slip types because of that hit rate. But a 55% hit rate would have had you cashing and actually winning long term playing these other 2 slip types. It's almost a difference of 4 to 5% on hit rate needed in order to be profitable playing these slip types compared to those 2- and 3-mans. I'm telling you, please stop doing it and actually start getting in good value with the correct slip types, and you'll see a difference. And don't get me wrong, since you're used to seeing green slips more often playing those 2- and 3-mans, it's going to take some time to get used to the variance of playing a 5- or 6-man flex, as they are harder to hit. But you have to remember, if you're playing a 6 flex with a 25x payout, you could go 0 of 20 playing 6 flexes and then hit one, and you are profitable over that stretch since it's a 25x payout. And I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I'm also not telling you that you are going to hit every slip or every 5 or 10 slips. It's just not going to happen that way. Sometimes you'll have a day where you hit 3 25x's in one day, and then you won't hit it for 3 days. But as long as you consistently get in the best possible value, like I'm about to show you, in these correct slip types, you are going to come out profitable. Now, how do you determine what is good value to get into these slips, and how do you find it? Let me show you. I actually use a website called Daily Grind Fantasy to help compare sportsbooks lines and odds directly back to apps like PrizePicks, Underdog, and Fliff to find the best mathematical value. How does it function? Well, it actually pulls in all of the projections and odds across major sportsbooks into one place at one time, and then we'll do the math on the back end to devig these lines to find the true fair odds percentage also known as odds percent to hit, the sportsbooks are really giving these plays. And then ideally, we find 5 or 6 plays that have above a 54.2+% chance to hit, based on what the sportsbooks actually believe, and get them into slips together on PrizePicks, creating a full profitable slip. Now, not every single play has to be above 54.2+% in order for your full slip to be plus EV or a profitable slip. You just have to have your average fair odds percentage or odds percent to hit of each leg be above 54.2+%. So if you were looking to build out a plus EV 5 flex slip using Daily Grind Fantasy, you can see here we would take Jason Tatum and LeBron James under 49.5 points combo, which is almost 59% chance to hit based on DraftKings. And then we have Damian Lillard over 6.5 assists, 54.64. Matthew Nelson Strazel under 9.5 points, 54.4. So that right there is 3 props above 54.2+%, including one almost 59%. That would allow us to dive down to Lonnie Walker under 14.5 points and Jalen Johnson over 20.5 points that are below 54.2+%, but would still bring our average fair odds percentage or odds percent to hit above that 54.2+% number, since we have these higher percent odds in our slip already. Now, what makes these plus EV? Let's look at 2 easy to understand examples in Damian Lillard and then Matthew here. We see that Damian Lillard, the optimizer, is recommending us to take the over of 6.5 assists. Why is that? Because if we look at the sportsbook market, you can see that 5 sportsbooks are all favoring Damian Lillard to go over 6.5 assists with average odds of -140. That being said, these 5 sportsbooks all really agree that this has a much better chance to hit based off the odds they are giving it when comparing to the odds that you're getting in a PrizePicks 5 or 6 man flex at -119. So -119 compared to -140. The books really heavily believe this has a great chance to go over. Let's pretend for just a second this is a straight bet we are getting at -119 odds when the rest of the market is at -140. Not only do we have backup from the rest of the market saying this is a good bet based on the odds and how they feel it's going to play out, but we are getting the best possible odds, which means we are getting the best payout. And over time, if you continue to do this and get as many bets in as possible where you are getting the best possible payout, that's going to add up and create profits for you. You can see here, a $100 wager at -119 odds is going to profit you $84. But if we were to play this at -140 odds, we would only profit $71, which is a difference of $13 just by line comparing and shopping where we can get the best odds. And that's exactly what we're doing over here using Daily Grind Fantasy, trying to find where we get the best bang for our buck. And here, Matthew Nelson Strazel under 9.5 points is what's being recommended on the optimizer at a 54.4% chance to hit. You can see why. Average odds across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 books is -139. So they all believe it has a much better chance to hit than what PrizePicks does at -119, and that's only because they don't change their payout. You might be asking, why are we trusting the sportsbooks when we're trying to beat them? Well, if it wasn't obvious before, hopefully it is after I tell you, but the sportsbooks take everything into consideration. Everything that you think you know or can look up, like last 5, last 10 game logs, home versus away splits, how this guy does on the road against X team in this matchup. It's all baked into the odds. These sportsbooks have multi-million-dollar algorithms and models setting these projections and odds, and it's in their best interest to set them as accurately as possible if they want to make money off their customers. So when you have 5 or 6 extremely sharp sportsbooks telling you these odds should be this and they are all agreeing, and PrizePicks is the outlier with their -119 odds, that creates a profitable bet on PrizePicks, and you should bet it. So if you think you know ball or you're betting with your gut or looking at the last 5 on PrizePicks, please stop. That picture is already painted for you within the odds and projections the sportsbooks are setting. Simply use them as data points and to your advantage. Quite honestly, the faster you learn that you are not smarter than these multi-million-dollar sportsbooks, the faster you will start profiting playing PrizePicks. If you do want to check out Daily Grind Fantasy and sign up, I'll leave a link down in the description below. If you do, make sure you guys set up email notifications. That way you get notified anytime a profitable play hits the board, within your notification requirements. And lastly, Daily Grind Fantasy's AI Slip Generator is the easiest and most profitable tool in the game. This thing is up over 2,340 units since it launched in August of 2023. This tool uses AI line comparing technology and correlation calculations to build out the most profitable slips on PrizePicks and other different DFS apps. All you simply do is tail the recommended slips that it spits out on the tool, and that's it. And what's clutch is, on PrizePicks, you can actually bet all of these with one click of a button. Right here, you reveal the slip, click that Bet on PrizePicks button, it's going to load it up into your PrizePicks account, and then all you simply do is enter in the amount you would like to play it for, and it's that simple and easy to lock in the best value on PrizePicks, often beating the bumps. And my last tip to tie all of this in together would be to manage your bankroll. You need to make sure you are staying in the game as long as possible in order for you to reap the benefits and rewards of playing that 25x 6-man flex slip type. As a general rule of thumb, you should never be placing more than 1% of your bankroll on any of these slips. So if you have a $500 bankroll on PrizePicks, never more than $5 on each slip. If you have a $1,000 bankroll, never more than $10 on each slip. Doing this keeps you in the game. If you have a $500 bankroll and you actually play 10 slips at $50 and they all lose, you are out of the game. That 11th slip could have been the one that hit, and if you were playing $5 per slip, you would have reaped the benefits and have profited huge in that 11 slip stretch. That's going to be it for this video. Hope that you guys enjoyed and or learned something. If you did, make sure you guys leave a like on the video, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the way out as we post sports betting content like this every single week.